Hello and welcome to this week's Beat the Block with Cesca Writes at www.novelicious.com. I have like a little bit of a doozy this week for you because I need help. I need your advice here today because I was sitting here thinking I really want to do a Beat the Block on this thing, but I don't feel like I can because I don't think I've ever really nailed it, and despite the fact that I've written now 4 novels, I'm still like, I can't get it right. So I thought I'd hand it over to you guys because I know that some of you will have really good top tips for me. So here it is. My thing I want to tackle this week is very simply, how do you keep track of the pace of your novel? Because I was looking back at a previous book I'd written and I was editing it, and I kind of found a little sort of dull section of the book. I mean, I know it's really hard to believe, but yeah, a really dull section, and it was kind of followed by another slow scene, and then suddenly the pace really picked up and it was just like and it went off, and I was really pleased with it. But it was just that slow bit, and although actually some of the slow scenes were really important and I quite liked them, they were just in the wrong place, and I was like, how did they end up there? You know, what happened? How did this go away from my original plan so much? So I had this kind of lull in the book, which I then had to really fix in the editing process. So I think in my next novel that I write, I really want to make sure that I can avoid this as much as possible. And the best advice that I was given was to do a graph. So very simply, you break up your sheet into sort of 15, 20, 25 sections, however many chapters you're going to have or however many segments, and you rate the scene for pace, action, conflict, you know, if lots is going on there, you sort of rate it out of 10. And you essentially chart it, and what you want apparently is this kind of slow arc up to something, rather than kind of perhaps starting with something massive and then being like blah, losing everybody. So I thought that was a really good idea, and I think I'm going to have a try at it. I mean, I can kind of see how it would work, but I'm kind of nervous because often a lot of the time I plot stuff and then I kind of meander off and I'm like, oh, I like that, I'm going to write that scene now, and I completely forget about my original plot. So I think that it will be revisited and revisited. But instead of just keeping track of perhaps, you know, your characters and things like that in a separate sheet, it would be perhaps a good idea to keep a sheet where you are just kind of checking that the pace of your novel is right, and that you don't have, you know, sort of a massive lump of scenes where, frankly, you're going to lose the reader and they're going to put your book down. But I want to hear what you do, because, frankly, I don't think I've nailed it, and it's something that I think is really difficult, and I think it's so important. I think that we all want the reader to turn the page. We all want the reader to know, you know, that the next scene is going to take them even further into the story, and it's really exciting. So tell me stuff. Cesca@novelicious.com is my email. Send me your top tips, send me your advice, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time to tackle another exciting writing tip.